Ireland's housing crisis in 2025 has come to a pivotal point. It is the worst it's ever been. It's actually gone up from 2024. This year is insane. Luckily, the government have actually now eased up on having log cabins and those sort of portable cabins outside your house. Apparently, they're going to make a vote to make it pretty much legal to post those up wherever you guys live on your land, so they don't come and take down your property at a reasonable, cost. Okay, they're 40, 50,000, 60,000. These are sometimes luxury accommodations. Obviously, people would rather prefer to have a house over a flippin', trailer park, a little, modular home. But at the same time, they're still quite good. I definitely believe in modular homes, log cabins. I think they're moving forward going to be a place where a lot of young people in Ireland choose to live. Okay, so today we're going to be discussing on RT Propaganda Network Upfront with Katie Hannon, one of the mainstream media's mouthpieces, okay, one of the government's mouthpieces. This one is young people share their experience of Ireland's housing crisis. This is going to be an absolute train wreck, so like, comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let's hear what they have to say.
House prices are up again. That's despite rising interest rates and the cost of living crisis. So what is driving this relentless rise? Who is benefiting? And with the majority of voters already owning their homes, does the government actually want house prices to fall? I'll be going to the panel on that in a moment, but first I want to go to my audience here and just...
So yeah, just before we get into it, the house price, I think the average house price in the rest of Ireland, not Dublin, is 335,000. I think in Dublin it's 660,000, so good luck owning a house on a wage of, 50,000 a year, or even 100,000 a year. I don't know if it's even that feasible, unless you guys want a loan of 35 years. It seems a bit outlandish.
Get your sense. What do we think about, how do we feel about where house prices are at the moment?
Sorry, I am a single first-time buyer in Dublin. I'm trying to buy my own home, an apartment or house or whatever. Prices are they're too high. The supply isn't there in Dublin. You find when you look that it just isn't there, the supply isn't there. The schemes that are available, the Help to Buy scheme, that doesn't necessarily work, because if you go to apply for that, I haven't even applied for it, to be honest, because if you do, the prices are just too high for new builds, new apartments. And as one example, where I'm living, a one bed new build was like over 500,000
for one bed.
For a one bedroom, 500,000. Holy hell, lads! That's oh my god. That must be some luxury flipping place. Like, what the hell? That's insane. Like, that's a shit apart. I wouldn't even get that. I would just buy a house in Spain and emigrate. I think this whole country's going to emigrate eventually. Every person under 35. This is a joke, lads.
Bed apartment, yeah, for a new build, because new builds are just so expensive.
Jeez.
I mean, there's a lot of people like me. It's just very frustrating because, you're trying to buy a place and, you want to be in Dublin. My single person, my job's in Dublin. I don't want to live too far outside of Dublin and have a massive commute, but I'm willing to compromise as well at the same time. But it's difficult, and there's an embarrassment element too after a certain length of time as well when you're looking a long time.
Okay, thank you.
It's very embarrassing, and I don't personally care living at home and all that stuff. I don't really give a shit, guys. I'm my own man. But at the same time, guys, for most young people, when a girl asks you in the club, oh, do you still live at home or whatever, the proper response is, why? Do you want to come back to my home? Do you want to see my bedroom? Okay, that would be a good response. But really what a girl is saying to a guy when she says that is, are you a loser? Do you still live at home? Okay, but really, if a guy lives with 5 other men in a house, you might as well be living at home. 5 other men, you're not going to be able to raise a family with this girl if you want to have kids and a family. You're not going to be able to do that. Okay, what they're trying to do is they're trying to vet you, to try to see whether or not you're a loser, okay? And it's very demeaning. I don't personally give a shit, like I said, but at the same time, guys, a lot of people do care, so... And it's just, for the average man, it's super embarrassing.
Thank you for that. Yourself, yeah?
Hi, I have to agree. I think that there is such a high rise in prices, but there's also build to rent schemes, and that's what's pushing people, because they have to rent and also save for a house. How is that possible when you're paying 1,500 plus for an apartment? It's not good. People aren't saving to buy houses now, they're saving to get out of the country.
Can I bring yourself, use your hand up there as
So
well?
to
Thank
add
you.
everything that everyone said, I've actually been away since 2019 working overseas on cruise lines, right? And I was really optimistic because my end goal was to come home, get a beautiful home in Dublin and just happily ever after. However, I had to come back 4 years later. I have to sleep in a couch in my mom's house. And to the point where it has to be stopped. I came back and last year I had the money saved and the bank just said, sorry, you have 6 months that you couldn't prove that you're living in Ireland. But I was like, but I have the money right now, right here. But I got rejected. But the States, Emirates, you name it, they were willing to take money off me like that. But I want to stay loyal to the country where they're raised. You know, my heritage is here. I want to continue on my life here. But if you want me to go to Spain and have a house there, I'll do it tomorrow.
Can I bring in Aoife Ula? Hi. Now, you were lucky enough, you did manage to get a place and you got it with the help of one of the government's Help to Buy schemes.
Yeah, so I used the Help to Buy. So I actually started the journey like everyone else, like during the pandemic, because I was looking to move out and rent, but at the time it was just really expensive and I really wanted to buy my own home. But at the time, like looking at apartments, I really wanted to buy my forever home. As they mentioned, it's just made more sense because of this. I was scared, like if I even bought an apartment, like could I sell it later down if the price of the market went. So I unfortunately had to move out of Dublin and found a home in Drogheda, my forever home, and I used the Help to Buy scheme. Without that, I don't think I would be able to buy the house myself.
How much?
Yeah, it's a good point. Like you basically can't buy a house in the city of Dublin. Like it has to be outside. You know, it can't be like D4, D12, D8, stuff like that. You has to be like, you know, Bray or you know as far west as Roscommon. Like it has to be way outside Dublin. You know, you can't really get a house. But then poses the issue like, okay, well if that's the case, you know, but you have a good paying job in Dublin, how are you supposed to work in Dublin if you have to work at the office? If you have a remote job, fair enough, but like, yeah, it's kind of a weird, she brings up a good point here, like you have to buy basically outside Dublin. There's no way in hell, because this Irish lady here, she couldn't get a house, but supposedly she's trying to get a place in the city, so you basically just can't get a house in the city anymore. It's a joke.
How much was that worth to you?
So the maximum was 30,000. So I was able to use that. So it was basically your dirt tax. I was able to reclaim that from revenue. I think there was such a high demand that I actually was on the phone to revenue all the time. Like I had to send on my proof of purchase of the home to them before they actually accepted and sent on to the property developers. But it was such a strenuous journey. And I cried so much. I didn't think I could ever do it. And without the Help to Buy, I'm actually really grateful that I actually had the opportunity to use that.
Can I bring in Megan? Where's Megan?
So the Help to Buy, she said that she was able to get 30,000 euro back. I mean, yeah, that just seems like probably not enough to buy a house. I mean, to buy, like I said, the average house price is 330,000. Let's say it's 250,000. Still, 30,000 really isn't that much. I mean, it's grand, it helps, but yeah, it's just, yeah, you need to be earning a ton of money nowadays. Crazy. I think they said you need to be earning 123,000 combined salary to be able to afford a 30-year, 35-year mortgage. That's ridiculous.
Megan, that must seem like an impossible dream for you now, does it?
Absolutely, and what's been said here already, again, single, so on my own, tried to buy during the lockdown and then got put down to 3 days a week, so the banks were like, absolutely not, pull the mortgage. Then I went on and I decided this was going to be the year that I was going to buy, so have been saving, and then the eviction ban got lifted. The day it got lifted, I got the magic letter. I was renting in Limerick City, which I absolutely loved. I think it's a super city. I found it very affordable when I first moved down there 7.5 years ago. But then, as I said, it was coming to an end. So while I was still trying to look to rent, there's nothing out there at the moment that's affordable. So on Saturday, I moved out of my accommodation and I moved in home in rural Galway with my mother Pauline. And I had to actually hand in the notice of my full-time job because I can't stay working in Limerick and living in Galway.
So you've given up your whole
given up my
life,
job,
basically,
given up my whole life,
your
given up
job,
my
your-
life in the city, which I loved. I'm not looking for anything special. All I wanted was a 1 or 2 bed apartment, but has been mentioned here behind me as well, the prices of them, it's just extortionate. So
hey, shout out to Galway. I was going to say she loves Limerick. She must be the only person in the world that loves Limerick. Limerick is... I don't love Limerick. But, obviously living in Galway and stuff, it's not the same as Dublin. Dublin's a big city life. Limerick's kind of a city life as well. But Galway's a city life too, If you live in rural Galway, the city of Galway is only, 20 minutes away. For most people, 30 minutes. Maybe it's half an hour. But, you can still get to the city quite relatively easy if you want to live that city life. But...
I kind of was left with no other option, so I'm hoping now I can maybe save more money. Although I'm effectively unemployed, I am freelancing, so the hope is that maybe in 6 months, a year down the line, maybe I can go for a full-time job and try again.
Can I bring in...
Freelancing, that's basically what I do, guys. But no, I work as well. But damn, that's crazy. That is a crazy scenario. Jesus Christ.
Aoife,
Hi.
it's yourself, is it?
Yeah.
Aoife, you have just managed to buy a house.
I literally just bought a home. We got the keys about a month ago, and it's been some month, but it's been about 2.5 years of relentless saving. We could never avail of any schemes, and we didn't buy a new build. We couldn't afford a new build. We're both from South Dublin, so that was out of the question. Why we weren't buying in South Dublin, way too expensive. We looked at the likes of kind of South West, City West, Kildare. We went kind of as far as Arklow at one stage, and the two of us were like, no way. So we settled in Wicklow. Eventually we got a house. It was about 2.5 years of tears, tantrums, mainly for myself, and a lot of what am I doing, and should I just move to Australia? And I don't want to move to Australia.
Shit, man. Hey,
House price.
do the right thing. Move in with your parents. Bro, literally, this is an absolute joke. For my recommendation would be move in to some cheap accommodation, whether that's your grandma, whether that's your parents, whether that's that's your boyfriend, your cousin, your uncle, your sister, whatever, and start saving like crazy, because the saving is going to have to be, but the thing is, you don't get a lot of money. You don't become a millionaire by saving money. Okay, that's like saving 101. That's like getting rich 101. You don't become rich by saving either. So start some level of entrepreneurialism, build a brand for yourself, personal training, YouTube, TikTok, something like that, guys, and start pushing the money like crazy into the house. I love you guys all. That's my advice for the day. If you guys want to help me, hit that membership link, become a member of the channel. I can't do it without you guys. I can't push back against the mainstream media without you all. So yeah, I appreciate the love and support, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Stay free.